This past week and weekend, there was a slew of independent films for the film lover in Central Arkansas. The Little Rock Film Festival was in full gear. I caught up with Little Rock native, now Austin-based writer, producer, filmmaker Jeff Nichols, whose critically acclaimed movie to be released later this year, Take Shelter, starring Michael Shannon, just won a major prize at the Cannes Film Festival a few weeks ago. What are his expectations for this movie?
Maybe what I expected before I made it is starting to change, because you make these things and you try and make them as good as you can, and then you present them to the world and you just see what happens. And we had a really great run at Sundance, really positive reviews out of Sundance, and then we were fortunate enough to play in the Cannes Film Festival. We actually won the grand prize there as well as a couple of other prizes. And so there seems to be, a lot of support and a lot of momentum, both from the people dealing with the film, hands-on, and I guess critics and the community around it. So I don't know. I certainly don't want to be the one to jinx anything, but I'll say it like this. Sony Pictures Classics bought the film, and from the beginning they looked at it and they looked at Mike Shannon and they said, we think it's his time. It's his time to be nominated for another Academy Award, And Sony Pictures Classics is a really great company at finding films with singular performances that they can build Academy Awards campaigns around. I know that's their hope. We'll see. I don't know, who am I to say if it's possible or if it's reasonable or anything else. I'm excited about the idea of it. Who wouldn't be? But we'll just have to see how that shakes out.
Nichols' next project is an original script he wrote based in Arkansas called Mud. Nichols tells me he wants to make mud here in Arkansas along the Mississippi River. Well, how big of a project could that be for the Delta, and what will it take to help secure that here? Money? Infrastructure? Mother Nature?
Mother Nature has to cooperate for us to make it this year. I picked an interesting year to try and make a film on the Mississippi River. In fact, I was on the plane ride flying to Cannes, and I was on JetBlue, so I had a little TV in the seat in front of me, and it was on the Weather Channel. The sound was off, and all it said was, "The Great Flood of 2011." And it had pictures of the Mississippi River. So we'll see about those details. But, really the difference between shooting, because I don't know if everybody knows this, but the Mississippi River runs past Louisiana as well. And Louisiana has really great tax incentives. And we've been working kind of hand in hand with Christopher Crane at the Arkansas State Film Commission and with the governor. And it seems like, they are taking serious strides to get this film in Arkansas, which is where it belongs. And I think we might have that pulled off, We'll see about the details, and my producers can actually speak to it better than I can because they're the ones that have been dealing with them. But, and that's not to say it's just money. It's what it is it's a combination of things, but it starts with incentives and incentive packages, because when you're talking about a multi-million-dollar film, those incentives add up, and they're very important to getting the film made the way that you need to get it made, because it's all shooting days, The more money you have, the more time you have to shoot, arguably the better film you can make. And but it also has to do with crew and with infrastructure. And right now, Arkansas, there is some infrastructure here, and I don't want to insult the infrastructure that is here, but compared to a place like Louisiana that has been aggressively pursuing tax incentives for a really long time now, their infrastructure is big, it's bold, and I hate to say this, but movie makers are fickle and selfish, like I've said, and they'll go wherever they can make their movie and make it at the most reasonable price. And it's kind of on the shoulders of Arkansas at this point to step up to the plate. And if they do, from the incentive perspective, which I know is a complicated issue, but if they do and can keep it on the books long enough, infrastructure will build. It's how it goes,
That's Little Rock native Jeff Nichols, a rising young filmmaker who has an extremely bright future. You can catch more of our interview on our website at talkbusiness.net, where we also have a link to a longer interview conducted by content partner KUAR's Ron Breeding. If you love movies or you want to track the career of Nichols, you definitely need to check it out. Again, go to talkbusiness.net, and all of those links are prominently on display.